Henry and I arrived at the fair early to allow us enough time to see as many of the exhibits as possible. We obtained a map and decided to see the New York to the North Pole exhibit first, as it was right inside the entrance. The Eskimo exhibit with live Eskimos was really interesting. I had never seen a live Eskimo. Next, we headed to the Transportation Pavilion. There we looked at the electric streetcars and trains that were on display. Also, the large auto exhibit was very good. Maybe one day we'll own an auto like one of those. Across the street was the Machinery Pavilion. Not my first choice, but Henry wanted to see it, so we went there. He enjoyed seeing the large machines, especially the electric steam turbine. We decided to take a boat to the Grand Basin. The boat cruise through the canals was great fun. Arriving at the Grand Basin, we couldn't believe the beauty and grandeur of it. We walked along the Grand Basin to the Cascades, where we had a spectacular view of the Electricity Pavilion. Entering the pavilion, we saw exhibits of electric motors and other electrical devices. Then we walked past the Festival Hall and restaurant to visit the Fine Arts Pavilion, which was behind them. The exhibits there were very good, with ancient art objects from many countries. We really could have used more time to see all the displays there. Leaving the Arts Pavilion, we walked over to the Grand Basin. Standing by the buffalo statue and looking across the basin, we could see the spectacular Education Pavilion. The prehistoric animals exhibited there were something to behold. I'm glad they were around before my time. At the Manufacturers Pavilion, we saw some nice displays. We visited the Liberal Arts Pavilion. I enjoyed the typewriter exhibits, thinking I would like to get one sometime. At the Mines and Metallurgy exhibit, Henry enjoyed the miniature mine displays, but said he would never want to work in a mine as they were too dangerous. The giant Vulcan statue exhibited there was quite impressive. We continued on toward the government building, and being somewhat tired, we decided to take the train to get to the exhibits that were further away. We rode past the exhibits for most of our 45 states and 3 territories, but there were so many that we didn't take the time to visit them. At Station 10, we exited the train to see the exhibit of wild animals from around the world. We had lunch at a little lunchroom nearby and then walked over to the Horticultural Pavilion. An interesting exhibit there was from California. It was a full-size elephant made from almonds. Leaving the pavilion, we continued past the large floral clock to the Agriculture Pavilion. A Missouri exhibit of the state's agricultural products was featured there. Leaving, we passed by the Salon exhibit on our way to the giant observation wheel. The wheel was really big. We were told that it was 264 feet tall and could hold 2,160 people. We paid our money and got on the ride. We had really good views of the fairgrounds from the top of the wheel. Exiting the ride, we passed the Lincoln exhibit building and then caught a ride on an autobus to take us to the Philippine exhibit. We were told that it was definitely worth seeing. We visited a Philippine church and a recreated river village. We also saw some Philippine headhunters. Leaving the Philippine exhibit, we caught another autobus and got off to see the France exhibit. It was magnificent, with beautiful works of art. We then caught a larger autobus to take us to the Pike, which was an area of shops and attractions. Upon entering the Pike, we passed by an attraction about the devastating Galveston, Texas flood. Continuing on, we passed by an unusual attraction showing the homes of cliff dwellers. We entered the China exhibit and enjoyed it. We passed by the Creation exhibit and entered the Japanese exhibit. We admired the beautiful gardens on display there. We passed by the Spanish and the Under and Over the Sea exhibits. We would have liked to visit them, but there just wasn't time to see everything. We stopped at the Tyrolean exhibit, which was at the end of the pike, and it was breathtaking. We had dinner in their large dining room. It was starting to get dark, but I wanted to pick up a souvenir before we went back to the Grand Basin for the light show. I found some nice postcards, but wanted something better. It was then that a red cream pitcher etched with World's Fair 1904 caught my eye, and I bought it. To make it better, it was personalized for us with our names etched on the back. It was getting dark, so we headed to the Grand Basin to see the lights. They were fabulous. I had never seen so many lights in my life. It was the perfect end to a perfect day.